My name is Devyn Ballagh. I think you probably know how to spell that by now. From Burwell. My question is, and I don't know the exact time frame, but there was a 345 line recently built from Hoskins to Neely. Is that correct? Here within the last 3 or 4 years?
It's in the early stages of construction right now. Okay. We haven't actually started building the line. We're doing right-of-way preparation, those kinds of things.
Okay. And there was 4 public hearings for that project. Is that correct?
There was one in Stanton County, one in Pierce County, one in Madison County, one in Antelope County. Correct.
It was a shorter line, so it didn't need as many public hearings. From any of the news articles and things that I've read, there were some of them that even stated there was no opposition spoken at the hearings in regards to that project. And so I guess my question is, from the hearings I've been to and from what I've heard, there's been a lot of opposition to the line, and I guess I would just be curious in your take as to why you think that, we're all Nebraskans and that's not a very far away, but why would there be so much resistance through the Sandhills, and yet over farther east there was no opposition at some of those hearings? And again, that's just what I had read.
Well, I wouldn't say that there was no opposition in those hearings. I think one of them was pretty benign, but others were similar to this. In our experience in other projects that we've constructed in the last few years, I would say there's been opposition at the hearings as well. It's just Tom's personal opinion. I mean, I think the reason you're all here today stating what you're stating and what you stated at the other hearings is it's quite evident. That's why we're here and that's why we're listening. You stated your case quite well why you're concerned about the line.
Okay. The one other thing, and I mean this with all due respect, but Mr. Ken, I will address you. When the petitions went to hand out the petitions down the aisles here, you requested that the petitions not be handed out. And so I would just like on the record, I would like to know the Nebraska state statute or the case in which you are referencing in asking that those flyers not be handed out. Because I feel like as a public hearing, you are here today to present your case on why you think this line is necessary and why it needs to be where you're wanting to place it. But I think that the public and the ranchers and the people here that this line affects, I think they should have an equal voice to be able to express their concerns. And so my question is, again, what state statute or case is referenced, or is there one?
I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to reference the statutes or any of those things. I will tell you that at this public hearing, we are giving you all the opportunity to speak your position, and handing out those petitions during the hearing is disruptive. We did not say you could not hand them out. We asked you to hand them out afterwards at the door. And that's been quite clear and quite consistent throughout the process. Okay.
But would it be okay at some of these next hearings, is it okay to lay the information on the seats so that as people come in, they can have access to that information?
No, it's not.
Okay. And do you have anything to base that on is what I'm asking?
I've answered the question.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else here that hasn't spoken?